So we can start out by looking at 5 different types of fitness. We'll call them facets of fitness, if you wish. And these include muscular strength, muscular endurance, cardio, flexibility, and all the things that are neurological, like coordination and mobility and control of your momentum and balance and things of the sort. When you train for these various things, we want to train in a way that gets the job done, to make it as efficient as possible, so we can get it done in as little time as possible. It doesn't mean you can't spend more time doing your sport because you love it, of course you can, but you don't want it to take any more time than it has to. If you want to put in more time and make more progress, great. But there's other things to do. Who here has other things to do as well? Most of us have at least a few other things to do. And so we want to be efficient and effective, and the way we do this is by creating what is called overload. Overload is the factor that results in the training effect. Where we want to go is the training effect. The training effect is what allows you, your body gives you what you ask of it. So you get better at the things you do. This is the training effect, whether it's learning to have better handwriting, or whether it's learning to increase weights as you do weight training, or make baskets, or whatever we're trying to have happen, doing yoga, whatever the activity. The training effect comes about as a result of overload plus recovery. So the other day we talked a lot about recovery. Today we're talking about the overload portion. Overload needs to be differentiated. Ted's class yesterday was a perfect example of exploring overload. Perfect textbook. If the overload, which I'm going to define as a reasonable challenge. It's different for you than it is for you than it is for you in any given activity. It's reasonable for you. It's got to be custom. Overload is different from overwork. Overwork is an unreasonable challenge. So, I can jump off of this step, and when I hit the ground, there's a little load. But it's not much of an overload for me. If I jump off the second step, there's a little more load. On the landing, I have to absorb it a little more. I'm working. It's okay. If I jump off the third step, it's starting to be close to, if I stand up here, I'm not going to show you, and jump off, I think I could do it. But it would be like up near my limits of overload. If I stand on the roof of the building and jump down to the ground, that would be overwork. Overwork will always result in an injury. Always. Well, there's another kind of over. We can overtrain. Overtraining generally takes time. It can take a couple of days, it can take a couple of weeks, it can take a few months, it can take decades. But if we don't give ourselves recovery from our overload, sufficient recovery from overload, we end up in a position of overtraining. Very often, especially athletes who don't have coaches, will start to fall into the trap that more is better. Just keep doing more, just keep pushing harder, just keep going longer, just keep going further. just do more. And more is almost always overtraining. And very often in sport, I know it goes against what a lot of people feel, but you're actually better to do less and recover, and then do it again and recover.